And this year's award recipient is someone who has consistently stood up for the rights of people with disabilities, and has been very consistent in employing people with disabilities. And one thing that Families as Allies is very grateful for is that this year, Congressman Greg Harper, in a bill that was going to restrict the Americans with Disabilities Act, voted not to restrict it, and we're very grateful. And this is my husband, Howard Rothward, and we have a son who started college this fall at Rhodes. And I have wondered since he was 3 years old how he would ever leave the house and live somewhere else. And we worked with the disability office at Rhodes for a year, and he led that process. He was very good. And we had to work with, I can't even tell you, the food services, housing, the medical people, campus security, even the baseball team, to make sure that was going to work for him. And when I saw your vote, and I know that bill didn't go the way you or I wanted, but when I saw your vote as his mom, I think, was it in February? You know, I felt like all those people were on our team, and I felt like you were on his team then. And we just want to say thank you.
Thank you so much, and it is indeed an honor, and I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart. And I look around and see so many great friends and people that I know and love, and we're all in this together, aren't we? Yeah. We all have our own challenge. All God's children have problems. This one is included. And my son Livingston, stand up for a second and wave at everybody. There's Livingston, who's my 29-year-old son. And I'm proud to tell you that just 4.5 years ago, he was one of the first 2 students to graduate from the Access program at Mississippi State for students with intellectual disabilities, and we're so proud of him. And if you go to Primo's on Lakeland Drive Monday through Friday, he's there working. And so you'll get a chance to see him. But that's the motivating force in our lives to do that. But I want to thank the organization for what you do, how you bring us together, and never burn a bridge with anybody politically, because you may be able to work with them later, okay? Yeah, you want to get everything that you want right now, but what I did is, when I practiced law before I went to Congress, I started hiring students out of Pearl High School in the special ed department to come work part-time in my law office. When I got to D.C., there was no program for students with intellectual disabilities on Capitol Hill. So as I know that God directs our paths and puts people and places and events in your life, and I happen to be on the right committee, which is the Committee on House Administration, so we started one using students from George Mason University, Mason Life, a program for students with intellectual disabilities. They started working on Capitol Hill. And it was an incredible success as a pilot program, and I'm happy to tell you 8.5 years later, it's been a permanent program. We've had over 180 House and Senate offices, Republicans and Democrats, that have participated, to the point we don't have enough students to meet the demand. Sometimes offices have to wait a semester to have enough to come in. When I became chairman of that committee in January of 17, I sat down with our staff and I said, find me the best recent graduate from George Mason's Mason Life program, and we're going to hire that person full-time. And in March of 17, we hired a young man with autism who is working full-time for full-time pay. He's doing great work. He's no longer on SSI, and it has set his family free. And so those are the kind of things that we can do. But thank you so much for this award. It means more than you can ever imagine, and we will stay in this fight together. God bless you all.